welcome back to the Aussie Gamer 101, and this video, well, I'm going to do gaming videos for most of it, but this video is going to have a bit of a theory on Hello Neighbor, which used to be a pretty popular game, but then it got complicated. But so I'm going to be talking about that mostly. Hello Neighbor is all canon, and the whole thing is together. Firstly, I'm going to be talking about the timeline to get you figured out. Now, I've got a theory that the Act 3 wasn't a dream, and it actually happened. So the timeline is, the timeline is that Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek happened first, then Hello Neighbor, but the end bit, the very end of Hello Neighbor, the credit scene, happened before Act 3, and he lived there for quite a while, and one night he fell asleep on the lounge, and woke up and the neighbor had finished completing his house, and then that's when you come back to play the game and do all your whatnots. Then Hello Neighbor 2 happened after. That's canon, I will say. Now, Secret Neighbor, that stupid stuff, that isn't canon. I don't class that as canon. Secret Neighbor's just dumb. So the theory is that all versions except for Alpha 2 are related. So Hello Neighbor 2, Hello Neighbor, and Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek are obviously the same timeline, but also Alpha 3 and Alpha 4 and Pre-Alpha and Alpha 1 and all the betas and stuff. Okay, so now let's get on to the next bit. Next thing about the next portion of the video, there is a good portion of this which is filmed by Video Game News, because I play on mobile and I never got some of the older versions, and some of the clips need some versions which I don't own, so that's just a quick little disclaimer before we get into the next stuff. First, we're going to have to figure out what universe we're going to be in. In this theory, there's 2 different universes. Well, potentially more, but 2 main universes. So, this time we're going to start in the kind of off-ramps. There's the main and the other one. Now, this other one consists of the pre-alpha version and alpha 1. So, alpha 1 is after pre-alpha. We can tell that it's the exact same house because the layout is very similar towards the front door, and also on the first floor it's a very similar layout. So what we're going to go by is that it's the exact same house, and he kind of built on and upgraded his crazy 1,000 feet high house. At first it was like 4 stories and now it's like 6. So we can tell there's one minor detail in Alpha 1 that pretty much no one pays attention to in Alpha 1, is that we get that little glimpse of what's in the basement. But that proves a point that it's that behind the door isn't normal reality. In opposed, it's a new dimension, and we can tell this by the fact that there's a car accident behind the door, and there's one part of that car accident which is very specific, and it's more like what what the wheel looks like. Now it looks pretty old and pretty new. Now this wheel is a very specific wheel because it's the wheel of the neighbour. In Alpha 1 we never actually get to see what's in the basement, but we do get to see that there is a whole world out in his basement, and coincidentally we get to see what seems like a car crash. We get to see an explosion with a wheel coming out of it. Now, is there a car crash in How I Know? Yes, there definitely is. When his wife was so unfortunately killed, and we actually get to see that in a scene in Act 1, where if you're killed so many times, you'll get put to a cutscene where you get to see, well, less of a cutscene, but you get to see a wheel coming out of a window and then him leaning down at a car crying, and there's actually a wheel on the floor. You can't pick it up or anything, but then after you just exit through a door with an exit sign over it. Now we can tell they're different dimensions because the pre-alpha and alpha 1 has like a very realistic similar art style, where in every other version it's just a bunch of cartoon mess. Now how Alpha 3 and Alpha 4 fits into the timeline is what I think is that Alpha 3 came before Alpha 4, literally did, but he built Alpha 3, but then he kept on improving and building on, and then that's how Alpha 4 happened, and then so for the next few versions. So that's how you can tell that they're different dimensions, because everything's all cartoony here, and they're different, but the neighbor still looks the same. But then but nowadays in Hello Neighbor 2, it looks a little bit different. So I presume that that's what it's supposed to look like in this version. So that means that he even looks different, and also when he gets you, he does different stuff. So, but we can tell that we can tell by another reason that pre-alpha and alpha 1 are the same, because your house is the exact same. And my theory for the fact that you're moving in two times is that you play as two different people. So maybe the first person who came from pre-alpha, thought that this guy's a lunatic, so he moved out, and then the neighbor finished building his interdimensional basement thing. So the basement is just an empty room, but it has this device thing, and then the other character comes in and moves. This is why I can't fit Alpha 2 into the universe. I do have a theory that Alpha 2 is just another dimension, and this is why I say that Secret Neighbor isn't a part of this. It doesn't even fit as another dimension. It's completely different in every single way, shape, and form. So that's why Secret Neighbor is put out of this. Also, quick side note, the chase music from Secret Neighbor is worse than the pre-alpha chase music. I just hate that. I prefer the Alpha 1 thing, and people can barely stand the Alpha 1 thing. So that is some passion towards hating it. Well, at the moment, I haven't actually figured out why Hello Neighbor 2 fits into it. Mainly because the game's only in Alpha 1.5, so we're going to give them a break on that one. So I'm sure when the full game comes out, we'll be able to fit it perfectly into the story. Seeming it is supposed to be a sequel to Hello Neighbor, so that's why I have that there. So, I think that might be the end of the video now. I can't think of anything more for the video because I don't know how to make videos. So that will be the end of the video now. Okay then, goodbye? Or, okay, just goodbye.